Currently reading 1880s Nana by Emile Zola. It's a story about a French prostitute slash actress who leads rich men to a life of financial ruin. My favorite activity. Now, when we last left off, I was finding myself very into the character of Nana, mainly because she's sort of seen as ridiculous, and yet everyone loves her. And the more I read about her, the more I almost feel as if she's playing a part of being this ridiculous but also incredibly confident woman who everyone adores. It's almost like this part is her armor in this strange new world of high society that she's found herself in. So, we haven't led any men to ruin yet, but we are having a ginormous dinner party. So Nana decides to throw this midnight party, and the book keeps talking about how more and more people keep showing up unexpectedly. And I'd like to think this is almost representative of how Nana is very much larger than life. She's almost more of a fantasy than a person at this point, where she can pull off these giant parties where everyone and their mother shows up because they want to be a part of the great and mysterious Nana's story. One of the things I really like about Nana too is she decides to throw this huge party, but then she immediately gets really upset and wishes she never had it. And honestly, that's pretty much how I feel anytime I throw a social gathering. So I felt very seen in that regard. Now, like I said, we haven't led any men to ruin yet, but I do believe I see a victim on the horizon. We've been introduced to Count Muffet. He's an older gentleman who is described as priestly and so moral and virtuous that if he were to bed Nana, he would rush straight to confession afterwards. And at first, not much is really happening between Nana and Muffet until he finds himself in her dressing room at the theater with this large group of men, and he finally begins to crack. This man is of so much high moral standing. The book says he's never even seen his own wife put on garters, but he sees Nana half naked. She's changing for her next act, and her hair begins to loosen and fall down her back, and she bends over, and he just is very struck by her. He's absolutely intoxicated by her perfume, the way she moves, her very being. We finally start to see him become very dazed and lustful for Nana. He runs up to her and he kisses her, and then she haunts all his waking thoughts after that. He is willing to give his whole world for one night with her. And that's where I left off. I really enjoy the book because it really does this great job at describing what I call the Nana effect. Zola really does a good job at setting the scene of her dressing room so that while Muffet is getting lost in the haze of all that is Nana, so are we. So honestly, I'm really excited to see where we end up because of it.